Hey guys, this is a workshop over digital literacy and 21st century skills for educators teaching 21st century students. First, we will talk about what digital literacy is, and we'll talk about how it can be used in the classroom and why we use digital literacy. We will then talk about 21st century skills along with the 4Cs in detail. Let's get started. Now, first off, what is digital literacy? How can we use it in the classroom? And why do we use it? Here's a definition about digital literacy. Digital literacy is the ability to use digital technology, communication tools, and/or networks to locate, evaluate, use, and create information. Now, how would you use this in the classroom? How would you use digital literacy in the classroom? Well, if you're using a presentation format to get your information across to your students, there's a few ways to make it a little more interesting. First off, create more animations. Love animations myself. Secondly, use more images and sounds to create more effects. Now, why would we use these kind of effects in the classroom? We want the students to be engaged in what the teacher is teaching. If an old-fashioned teacher was lecturing to 21st century students, the students wouldn't be as intrigued or engaged to pay attention. Sorry. Here are 5 points of why teachers use digital literacy in classrooms. To point out examples and evidence, to voice opinions, have more pizzazz, to give more visuals, and to focus on certain points or aspects of information that they're trying to get across. And the next thing we're going to talk about is 21st century skills. 21st century skills, what are they? What does the 4Cs have to do with the 21st century? Well, let's take a look. 21st century skills, they are skills that are believed to be a requirement for students to get them ready for the workforce. There are 4 important skills, and they are called the 4Cs. The 4Cs, I'm going to move myself over here. The 4Cs include critical thinking, communication, collaboration, and creativity. The next one we're going to talk about is critical thinking. I'm going to move myself back over here. Critical thinking involves thinking about the types of reasoning. Another involvement is analyzing thought processes. The third thing is making judgments and decisions from these thought processes. And finally, is problem solving. So basically, if you're thinking clearly and you can make smart decisions, then you're thinking critically. Good for you. Communication is the next C. Communication involves clearly communicating with others. Now, what is communicating? Communicating involves listening to others, not just hearing them. There's a difference between listening and hearing. Having a purpose for the communication, whether it's persuasive, informative, etc. And finally, being multicultural. In other words, don't be racist. Not cool. Another C, or another of one of the 4Cs includes collaboration. Collaboration is when one works well with others. This is probably the simplest way to explain the 4Cs. Finally, the fourth C is creativity. When being creative, it's very important to have thoughts. Thoughts include brainstorming, with elaborating, refining, and evaluating original ideas to improve on those original ideas. Working creatively with others. Basically, if you're able to work in a big group and have amazing brainstorming ideas going on in that head, that you're able to share them and just work with others on that one thought. To view failure as an opportunity to learn. Basically, there is no failure, there's just mistakes. I mean, many scientists have messed up on their inventions, but they ended up working, didn't they? Also, creative I'm sorry. Creativity also involves implementing innovations, which means to act upon those creative ideas. So, if one has an idea, go for it, make it real. Alright, well, here are all the resources that I used to create this workshop presentation. I hope you enjoyed it and that it was useful, along with the pictures that I implemented in the screencast as well. Thank you so much. I hope this was of use to you.